Join me as I take on the challenge of sharing my personal journey of overcoming fear and anxiety, and see if I can inspire you to face your own struggles. Fear and anxiety are two of the most relatable and debilitating struggles that many of us face in our daily lives. It's a universal human experience that can affect anyone, regardless of their background, age, or social status. It's an invisible weight that can hold us back from living the life we truly desire, and it's a topic that I'm very passionate about sharing with you today. Fear and anxiety can creep into every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our careers, and even our personal growth. It can make us feel like we're stuck in a perpetual cycle of self-doubt and uncertainty. It can cause us to avoid taking risks, to shy away from new experiences, and to settle for a life that's less than fulfilling. It can also lead to physical symptoms like palpitations, sweating, and sleepless nights. For many of us, fear and anxiety can be a constant companion, always lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce on our every move. But what's even more devastating is the impact it can have on our relationships. Fear and anxiety can cause us to become withdrawn, isolated, and disconnected from the people we care about. It can make us critical, irritable, and short-tempered, causing us to push away those who are trying to support us. It can also make us feel like we're a burden to others, that we're not good enough, or that we're somehow broken. For some of us, fear and anxiety can be so overwhelming that it can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. It can make us feel like we're trapped in a never-ending nightmare, with no escape in sight. But despite all these challenges, I believe that it's possible to overcome fear and anxiety. I believe that we have the power to break free from its grip and to live a life that's authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. My personal journey with fear and anxiety started when I was a teenager. I grew up in a household that was plagued by anxiety, and as a result, I learned to adapt to it as a way of life. I became a master at avoiding risks, at playing it safe, and at hiding behind a mask of confidence. But deep down, I was terrified of failure, of rejection, and of not being good enough. I struggled with anxiety attacks, with feelings of inadequacy, and with a constant sense of unease. I tried everything to overcome my fears: therapy, medication, self-help books, and even yoga. But nothing seemed to work for me. I felt like I was stuck in a rut, with no way out. But one day, I realized that I had a choice. I could continue to let fear and anxiety control my life, or I could take back control. I started by facing my fears head-on, by challenging my negative thoughts, and by pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. The breakthrough came when I realized that I wasn't alone. I wasn't the only one who was struggling with fear and anxiety. I started connecting with others who were going through the same thing, and I realized that we were all in this together. I started to see that fear and anxiety weren't weaknesses, but rather signs of strength. I started to see that I was capable of overcoming anything, as long as I was willing to take the first step. That pivotal moment changed everything for me. It gave me the courage to pursue my passions, to take risks, and to live a life that's true to who I am. It taught me that fear and anxiety aren't the enemies, but rather the catalysts for growth. It taught me that I am capable of overcoming anything, no matter how scared or anxious I may feel. The most important lesson I learned from my experience is that resilience is key. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. It's the willingness to face our fears, to take responsibility for our lives, and to create the change we desire. And I truly believe that anyone can develop this resilience, no matter how stuck they may feel. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want to encourage you to share your own experiences with fear and anxiety in the comments below. I want to invite you to share your struggles, your triumphs, and your journey with the world. And I want to remind you that you're not alone. You're part of a community that's committed to overcoming fear and anxiety, and to living a life that's authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling.